dudes, welcome back to another episode of Anthro Anime. I'm your girl Nebu here. Once again, I decided to go the makeup route and just put on my makeup before I go out while I do an anime review. If you guys aren't familiar with me, welcome to my channel. I do anime reviews usually on Saturdays or Sundays, so welcome. As always, please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel to get the latest reviews that are up and any other announcements that I might do. Sometimes I do giveaways, sometimes I ask for feedback for, reviews for other anime shows. So please feel free to leave any comments below. Also, I did start a coffee. I will put the link for the coffee in my description box, so if you want to donate and buy me a coffee, that will be awesome. Also, I still have Anthro Anime merch available through Teespring. I'll put my Teespring store link in the description box as well. But without further ado, let's get started with today's makeup look as well as today's anime review. So I'm going to preface this by saying I did a previous review of this particular anime, but it got a copyright strike. So I decided to go back and, try to do it in this format. That way I can cover it. This is an anime that it has a second season. I have not watched the second season. I've only watched the first. So that is what I'm actually going to be reviewing, is the first season of this particular anime. So this particular anime I'm talking about is called The Promised Neverland. It has been out, I believe it came out in January of 2019, and the first season wrapped up March of 2021, and then the second season came out, I want to say, maybe in January or February of this year. I just have not had the opportunity to check it out. But once I kind of wrap up some of the other animes I've been watching, I will do season 2 of The Promised Neverland. So a little bit about the show. I don't want to give out too much spoilers, but if you're interested in the show, you probably know pretty much what the premise of it is. So the show is fantasy, I'll say fantasy drama slash horror as far as the genres that it encompasses. It takes place in the year 2045. This is kind of the premise of the show. It takes place in the year 2045. The main focus of the show is an orphanage called the Gracefield House. The story centers around this particular orphanage, and it takes place in 2045, and that's important because it's 1,000 years after this agreement was made between human beings and demons. So a part of this pact is that humans will kind of live in their separate world, and demons will live in their separate world and not attack human beings, as long as the demons are able to feed off of particular humans that they have on these farms. And that's basically what the orphanages are. They are farms that the demons use to harvest their food, which is people. But of course, none of these kids at the orphanage know anything about that agreement or, what the premise is. As a matter of fact, they don't know anything about the outside world. None of the orphans have been outside of the orphanage, except for when they go to be adopted. So our story picks up with 3 main characters. I'll say the main protagonist of the show is a little 11-year-old girl named Emma. I will say this is the first, not the first, but it's rare when you have a female protagonist that you can really get behind, that she's just not kind of an added set piece to her male counterparts, and I really like that about this particular character, Emma. But she's 11 years old. She is very athletic, so there's not too much that she can't do physically. She's very strong, very athletic, but she's also highly intelligent as well. So between her and her 2 other friends, Norman and Ray, they always test the highest on any of the tests or exams that are given at the orphanage. The orphanage, on face value, is not a bad place to live, I will say. All the kids receive food, they receive an education, they're very well cared for. They are watched over by who they consider to be a mom, and her name is Isabella. Right off the bat, you kind of get some interesting vibes from, I'll say, Isabella. She definitely seems a little, I'll say, kind of withdrawn. Like, she's always happy and smiling and, you know, good with the kids, but you can tell that there's something kind of simmering underneath the surface with Isabella. So you have Emma, who's our main protagonist. She pretty much loves being at the orphanage. She loves all of her fellow orphans, and they're her sisters and brothers. Then you have her two friends that are around the same age as her. They're all 11, kind of nearing 12. And you have one named Norman. He is also very intelligent and strategic, but he does not have the physical strength. He is weak physically. He was sick a lot in his younger years, so he's very intelligent but can't overexert his body too much, or he'll pretty much collapse or become ill. And then you have Ray, who was also highly intelligent, very strategic, but he is not emotional. So he thinks things through very logically and doesn't rely on kind of emotional responses. You could almost say like he doesn't exhibit a lot of emotion because he's so intelligent. He doesn't see the worth in really getting emotional about certain things. So the story picks up mainly focusing on Emma. She, like I said, is, you know, very loving, very caring. She kind of helps mom / Isabella with the younger kids. That's like one of her favorite things to do, is play with her, you know, her fellow orphans / brothers and sisters. So there's a particular orphan that's getting ready to be adopted when the story picks up, and her name is Connie. She's actually younger than the rest of the kids. Well, younger than the main three protagonists, I'll say. She's younger than them, and she's getting ready to get adopted. And generally when this process occurs, nobody else can come. It's usually just mom and the adopted kid, and they have this suitcase that all the kids get to pack, you know, some of their items to take with them. So everybody's saying goodbye to Connie, and, you know, please, you know, write to us when you get to your family, and we're gonna miss you, blah blah blah. So Connie leaves, but Emma notices that Connie left her favorite stuffed animal behind, which is really weird because Connie loved that stuffed animal. She would never just, you know, leave him behind. That was like the one thing that she always had with her. So at that point, Emma and Norman decide to, you know, chase after her so they can give her her favorite stuffed animal. So when they arrive at the gates of the orphanage, you know, they're looking for Connie, looking for her, and then they find her in the back of a truck, and she is dead. So of course they're automatically taken by surprise, like, oh my God, she's dead. She's just a child. Who could have done this? And then they hear voices kind of coming from around them, and they hide underneath the truck really quickly and end up escaping before seeing who or what it was that killed Emma. So of course they're in this insane panic to get back to the building. They don't know if anybody saw them. They know now that they definitely should not have seen what they saw, and they both agree to keep it between the two of them because they don't want to scare the other kids, and they don't know who all is involved. So you can kind of tell by their thought process that they're not typical kids. They're already kind of on high alert about who or what is responsible for what is going on. So during this time frame, Isabel, aka Mom, figures out that two kids, she doesn't know who specifically, but somebody found out the secret of what happened to, you know, Connie. So of course she's on high alert now. She's trying to find out and look for signs of who it was amongst the orphan kids who found out the secret. So it becomes this cat and mouse game between Isabella, and Connie, Ray, and Norman, because she at first does not have a clue as to who saw what happened or who they are, but then she slowly starts to kind of realize that it has to have been the older kids and who's involved. So a lot of the plot revolves around, you know, the three protagonists trying to outsmart and outthink Isabella, and then these three protagonists come up with a plan to escape. So, you know, they have to make a lot of adult-like decisions. They have to use deception to try to outmaneuver Isabella. So keep in mind that pretty much everybody at the orphanage is a child, except for Isabella, who is the mom. So once those three protagonists start trying to formulate a plan on how to escape, they end up, the orphanage, or whoever's in charge of the orphanage, you find out if you watch the series, starts adding another adult to the orphanage to keep watch over these kids, because of course the secret has gotten out and they're not sure how many kids know or what their plans are, and it's too hard for one mom to watch 37 other kids at the same time. So they send basically a reinforcement mom to assist at Graceville. Okay, this, guys, is my finished look. I'm trying to, like I said, kind of format my videos where they still remain interesting while I'm doing my makeup. So you're going to see some clips of the show, some pictures, but you know, I'm just trying to figure out what format works best for you. So this is the finished makeup look before I go out. Like I always said, remember to be safe, be well, and be kind. I do have my coffee available. I'll leave that link below if you would like to buy a coffee to help me produce more content. There are still some things that I need software wise and camera wise to be able to do videos and present them and have them look good. So if you guys want to help me out by you know, purchasing me a coffee to do that, that will be great. Or you can also purchase some of my merchandise at my Anthro Anime store through Teespring, which I'll leave a link down below as well. Like I said, don't be shy. If there is an anime you would like me to review or talk about, or, you know, just give my opinion on, please feel free to leave that information in the comment box down below, because I do look at my comments and I do like to see what you guys are watching. If it's something that I haven't seen yet or know about, I would love to do a review of it. So as always, be safe, be well, and be kind, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.